Welcome to Cletus Ray's Roadside Service. I had the luxury of talking to my bro-law and recording a little bit of it. So enjoy if you're interested in learning a little bit about a part of the trucking community that I didn't know a whole lot about, and I figured you guys might want to know a little bit about it too. So here it is, my guest Matthew. I
There it
got
is.
it. I got it now. Hello, Matt. How are
What's up?
you?
What's up, Kevin?
Not a whole lot. So Matt, what do you do for a living?
I am a freight broker
Freight broker. All
and
right.
a full-on freight broker, so a full service. I do LTL, truckload. Uh, I book the loads, I carry or cover the loads, and I see the loads all the way through to completion.
Wonderful. All right. So, and are you like out on your own, or do you work for a
Mm,
company?
No, I work for a friend of mine who has a small brokerage firm named Dynamic Freight Solutions. And we work through Global Trans and another small company here in Kansas City that we also run our truckload freight through, just because they kind of can get us a better percentage on rates when it comes to full truckload.
Okay. So if I'm a hot shot trucker, I have like just an LLC, an F-350, and a 40-foot gooseneck trailer. How do I get a load from you?
So the way I go about booking loads is I have two different websites I go to. One is DAT, and it shows me the carrier to broker rate, like kind of per mile. So I go in there, I plug in, I want either a hot shot or a flatbed, depending on how long my freight is. And I go from there. And usually take it into account, obviously, weight as well. Most hot shots don't like to go over, I think it's 14,000 pounds, but even 13, it's hard to find hot shots that want to do it.
Right,
Uh,
right. Yeah, because they
so
don't have a CDL. They can't have that
Yeah, there's
combined
certain
gross weight.
exactly. So I usually try to stick with just 10,000 pounds and under or hot shots, and then anything over that, I suggest going with a flatbed. Uh, but yeah, I go onto this site, either DAT. Let me get in here. It's
Yeah.
DAT.com, and then the other one is called Truckstop ITS. And I can just put in exactly what I need. It asks if I need tarps, if I need, how long the freight is, what the weight is, and what commodity is, and then it shows me a rate of what that lane has been getting in the
Yeah.
last like year, kind of. It shows where, when it was hot, when it was down, and then I'll post that load, and guys will call me. Carriers, you guys, people with hot shots will call me directly. I either get dispatchers, I'll get drivers, I'll get drivers' wives calling me. Like, it's all sorts of different things. So, and then we call and we talk and we negotiate pickup and price and all that noise.
Okay. So, yeah. So, like, the guys that are calling you, do you have to vet them at all? Have you ever turned one of them down before, like drivers?
Yes. So, with when I'm running it through our company, Global Trans, they require that most places do require that you have a 6 month history of running loads. Your MC has to be at least 6 months old, is what I take it. You have to have the valid insurance. And what they do is we'll send you a uh, carrier packet, and it goes to the highway system. And the highway will vet you and see if you have what all the requirements to move the load, insurance
Right.
wise and experience. And it does suck. Like, I know there's a lot of guys that are just starting and they seem like good dudes and really are at where they want to work. They want to run freight, but it's hard for them to even get to 6 months because they can't find freight because nobody can, you know, use them until they're 6 months old. So,
Really? Okay.
so sometimes I feel bad for those guys because I know I want to give them a shot, but there's literally nothing I can do. Our company won't even let them on board before, you know, they even can get a shot. Like they could be a great carrier, but it's just the time frame.
Yeah. So I guess they would have to. I don't know. Do you direct them to go to a different broker that would accept
No,
them?
no, just look for different loads. Like, um, yeah, I mean, they're just kind of at the will. The best way to do it, I would guess, if they're a local carrier, is to try and find local companies that go carrier direct. That way you can get, your 6 months in and still make money. But
Yeah.
then, but like if you're going off of that DAT or truck stop, it's gonna be tough probably because I'm sure all the big companies, all the big brokerages, Global Trans, and everything is going to require most of the time is 6 months.
Okay. Um, and how have things been going? Just in general. Has it been a pretty? Has it been a headache of a job to do, or is it pretty just
But I mean,
going?
there are days where just as a truck driver, I'm sure it's just as frustrating being a truck driver it is being a broker. Sometimes, I mean, like today, I had 4 loads covered, and everything was running smoothly. Everything was ready, and I went to start checking on if they picked up this afternoon and if they're all on time. And when 2 of them, one of them had truck broke down, they'd have to pick up tomorrow, which to my customer is unacceptable because it's the last day of the month and this has
Right.
to go out. So I had to literally, they closed in 2 hours, so I had to kick that guy to the curb, unfortunately, and just say, sorry, I
Yeah.
need to get a truck in there. And he was like, I get it. So I had to jump on the load board real quick, post this thing, and I got 50 calls about, hey, yeah, I can pick that up tomorrow morning. And I'm like, no, I need it tonight. So
Right.
it
Yeah.
was it was a lot of that until I actually found somebody that could be there.
Now,
So
in a situation like that, it's a hot load. Like, does that
yeah, and
mean
I ended up
you have to pay them more to do it?
what ended up happening is, yeah, I started to increase. Like I think I originally for to the truck cost was $2,300, and then that guy fell off, and then I had to repost it at that. Got no calls, and then once I started kept putting $100 every half hour, and then once I got to 2,600, 300 more than I already paid, that's when people started calling.
Yeah.
So that's when the truck drivers have the upper hand, is when a broker is kind of stuck in a hard place.
Yeah. It's like
But
I need
that
a
doesn't
truck
happen.
right now, and I
Yeah,
can't use these guys because they don't have enough experience.
yeah,
And this guy's truck broke down, and yeah, that's what I was. I kind of thought that it might be, really annoying, and especially because I know some truckers. I know a lot of them are nice, but a lot of them are probably, I imagine you've been in an argument or two with the truck driver where they
yes.
think everybody thinks they know more than the other one. So,
It's a tricky business because basically what my job is to play telephone between you, the driver, me, the broker, my customer, and who knows, maybe even the consignee or the shipper is not my customer. And so I'm playing the middleman between all those people, and things can get out of whack quick with drivers or even dispatchers. Like if a dispatcher lies to me, like then I draw the line in the sand real quick if I know you're lying.
right.
So yeah, like
And
for example, yesterday I had a really good one. I had a load covered in the morning, 9 o'clock. Guy said he'd be there by noon. And I was like, okay. Gets around about 1 o'clock. Hey, are you guys loaded? No, my guy had truck problems. He's gonna be there at 4. And I was like,
yeah,
okay. You have till 5. And then an hour later, he goes, my truck is stuck in the sand. And I need a tow driver. And I was like, okay, so do you have mechanical issues or is your truck stuck in the sand? He said both. And I was like, all right, you're done. Like, first of all,
Okay.
you're in Houston, Texas, in the city. Like, there's no sand for you to be stuck in. So, like, let's let's talk about it. So he lied, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna find somebody else. And
It,
he,
are you
so
able to flag that driver and or like put a
yeah,
note on him for next time? You're like, all right, I got
yeah,
3 drivers that want to do this run. This guy, I got a flag on him, but he's going to do it for a better rate than this other guy.
well,
Is
it's
it
not
is it worth the
necessarily
risk?
you can flag guys like if they really screw you. Like I wouldn't flag that guy and like put a bad report on his card. But if somebody really does something like steals something or loses something or holds freight hostage,
Oh,
that's when you really get kind of put. Like if somebody says, "I'm not delivering this until you pay me this because
yeah.
of X, Y, Z," that's when you kind of put them on the report list. But yeah,
Has
I
that
mean,
has that been
most
a
most guys,
problem?
it's minor infractions where they just lie. Like, oh, instead of telling me they slept in, they say its car broke down. And my boss always tells me, he goes, when you get a picture, when you don't ask for a picture, that means that they just assume that you're going to be okay with that. Like, it could be a stock picture that they use anytime anybody's late, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Just
like
take a picture of a
flat
truck
tire.
stuck in the sand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
unless I go, hey man, can you show me some pictures of what's going on, and if they show you, if they come back like immediately, you're like, okay. So
Yeah.
there's red flags, but for the most part, I mean, 90% of the carriers are pretty good.
Okay. And
And
are they all owner operators, or are you using another company, that has a fleet of drivers?
no, I'm using owner operators. I'm using big dispatching groups where, like big conglomerates that box trucks all over or hot shots all over. Like I have dispatchers. I just got this one guy's information last week who he around the country and then a little bit around the Midwest. And
Okay.
so when I need a hot shot out of, say, Indiana, I just shoot him a quick quote and say, hey, you got any trucks in the area? And before I post this on the load board. So there are dispatchers out there that specialize in just that stuff. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's guys, like I said, that are mom and pop that like he calls, says, hey, I'm 30 miles away. I want this load. I'll pick it up and I'll deliver it tomorrow morning. Owner operator. So
Well, wonderful. It's a nice little operation, and this is just, you were selling medical equipment, and then your buddy just needed, he was like, hey, I got a job opening if you want it. Is that kind of how you got there?
yeah, it was I was just sick and tired of doing the medical equipment. I didn't like the people, the doctors, the nurses. It wasn't a insurance
Right.
companies. It seemed like it all was just one big scam, and I felt dirty doing
Yeah.
it. So this is, yeah. And then my buddy needed some help. He actually asked your sister, and I was like, no, I'd like to do that. So
Well,
uh,
that's awesome. And does this seem like something you're going to be doing for a while?
I think so. I need some more. I need to do some more sales at it. Like right now, I do a lot of the booking of just we have 4 people in the company, and I do all the booking of the truckload shipments. So
Okay.
I can stay pretty busy doing that, my boss's stuff, but I wish I had a few, 5, 10, 100 more clients to move freight for, and then it'd be a good problem to have to hire people.
Yeah. Yeah, because
But
that's what you called me about yesterday. you have a client that needs a specific product moved across uh,
Yes.
country lines or
Yeah, it's
across the border.
a tanker of food grade oil going from Minnesota to Saskatchewan, and it's something I just have never done, so I'm just unsure of even exactly how to quote it
Yeah.
and what it
So
would even be. So
right, and
I did some more research today. I sent some emails today to some of the big companies that do tankers, and I never got anything back from them. So uh, they also might just be looking.
yeah.
Uh,
So and that's because I don't know you don't deal with a lot of semi drivers. Is that am I
no, I
picking that
do
up right?
those two. Yeah, I do dry vans. We do less than truckload, all of it. So
Oh, okay. Well, I guess for the hot shots,
yeah, I mean, I
obviously
was just talking hot shots because that's mainly what you're talking about. But yeah, flatbeds,
yeah.
step decks, specialty equipment. I think we're moving a giant crane across country. Um, Hopefully here in the next month or two. It's going to be
Okay.
pretty interesting. So
Who dictates the watchmen or flaggers for that?
yeah, it gets really interesting when your stuff gets starting to get oversized and how expensive it can be just to map it out, man. Like that's
Yeah,
and make
it's
sure they can't go on certain roads, they can't go under certain bridges.
and then
it's
they
a
can only
real
haul during daylight hours.
yep,
They got to have a
exactly.
place, and yeah, I've been part of the permit process a little bit where they want to know everywhere you stop, every turn you're going to take,
Yeah.
everything because, they can't
And
you
that's
can't
and that's where
just pull over.
you as the if you were hauling oversized freight, you get to kind of set the price because you're the one doing all that. You're the one setting all the permits up. I'm basically just finding you, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a spot where trucks have a little bit more leverage over the brokers than usual.
Okay. Do you know? Have you ever heard? Well, I don't want to keep you too long. If you have to go and I know it's the middle of the day, you can go. I do have more questions, but it's okay if you need to go or anything. I know
No, go ahead.
I'm kind of in the middle of everything. Have you ever heard of Toe Piglet?
No.
He's a YouTuber that he started out as a hot shot driver, worked his way up. Now he's a broker and he owns trucks and hires people with trucks to come in and he gives them loads to do. Um, I didn't know if like maybe some brokerage companies might be kind of like that. I don't know. I have no idea. Like I have a little bit of an idea of what's going on here, but I think the way it's starting to shape up is more just people. Everybody owns everything because I don't know. Like sometimes they specific freight takes specific trailers.
Yeah.
And if I go out and I buy a truck or rent a truck and I buy a trailer or rent a trailer, but then it's like, oh, everything needs to be in a dry van. It's like, oh, well, crap, all I have is a flatbed, you know.
Yeah, and that's where, like I said, yeah, that's where you have to go find your own freight. Like you can't just hope that it's all going to come from one place, because there's so many different types of freight out there that some need to be covered, some can't be tarped, some, it's just
Yeah,
it's a crazy game, and that's what's kind of interesting is I get a lot of different stuff every day, but some days are easier than others, and I'm I'm screaming curse words every other day.
so you also mentioned you said that there wasn't a lot going on in Kansas City. Is that what? Do you know what that has to do? What's
No,
going on
just
with
for
that?
me personally, I don't have a lot of clients
Okay.
per se. So, I mean, I had a couple a year or two ago that I moved a decent amount for, which was maybe like a shipment every week or two. But yeah, I just found a guy close by that had box trucks that I needed, and I kind of kept his number. And if I ever had a short load in Kansas City, he charged the exact same amount every time, as long as it was like within a 50-mile kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Well, I don't think I'm gonna get into hot shotting. Not at least not yet. Because I was talking to Sam about. I was like, hey, if we refinance our house,
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far to do it. I mean,
because I don't know. I like my job currently, but there's a lot of stuff I don't like about it that I could probably. I don't know. I've got so much time invested here that it doesn't make sense to leave. But I've always wanted to be. I guess I mean all those truck drivers you're talking about are small business owners, apparently, right? They all have an LLC.
yes. And
So
like I said, yeah, it's just depends. And like everybody's got a little different situation, and but the biggest hurdle I would say for a hotshot driver starting out is how old your MC is and how you're going to find freight to get yourself through that 6-month period before you can really get out there and find loads that you like.
okay, well, awesome. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. I'm glad to have
Of
you on
course.
the podcast, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too, buddy.
Adios.
All right, man, later.
Bye.